Welcome guys, this is Ola from Stop Me Oh channel. Today we are discussing a game that I wanted to discuss this week anyway, but sadly this will be a different type of video because something came up, something regarding that game. I'm sort of sad and worried because I'm not really certain if we're ever going to actually play that game, and I'm talking about the latest Firewatch developers project called In the Valley of Gods. We're going to watch a trailer, which is something that I wanted to do anyway. In case you haven't heard, in case you haven't seen that trailer, they released it by the end of 2017, so it's almost 2 years now. We still didn't get the game. The game was supposed to be released in 2019, and you know, as we know, we're getting closer and closer to the end of that year, and there's no news about the game whatsoever. In fact, some news that were available are no longer available, so that's not great. Before we start, if you haven't played Firewatch, go and play it right now. It's an amazing game. It's really short, I think it's like 2-3 hours long, and you're playing as Henry, who's a guy that went through something really tragic in his life. He's looking for solitude, he's looking for a place to think things over. He's taking this job as a Firewatch lookout. He's working as a guard in a national park. He's walking around making sure there is no fires around. At the same time, he has a walkie-talkie and he's talking to his supervisor Delilah. This is how their bond is born. That was so immersive and such a great game. It's beautiful visually. It's one of the most nostalgic games I have ever played. In fact, it's probably one of the best games I have ever played. So you can imagine I was so very excited about their latest project called In the Valley of Gods, because it does have a similar vibe to it. Let's watch the trailer right now, even though I don't know, like it feels pointless somehow because we might not get to play the actual game, but still, let's do it.
We are kneeling at the river's edge and tempting all the steps to follow closer right behind. Is it only when you feel the pot is empty that it's gnawing at the corners of your mind? Oh, I will ask you for mercy. I will come to you blind. What you'll see is the worst me, not the last of my kind. Hold me down, hold me now, hold me up. In the muddy waters we're falling.
Yeah, so there's that. Sorry, I got a bit distracted because like my cat's jumping right here and like moving my microphone around. As you can see, the game actually looks fantastic. They've been sharing a lot when it comes to the development. They've shown how they've been building characters. They said that it was a challenge to have 2 characters around. You're playing as an archaeologist and I think you need to redeem yourself. So you're traveling to Egypt, you're going to enter the pyramids, and your ex-partner is right there with you. I don't know what kind of a bond they have, but you know, I'm sort of hoping for a romance type of a thing. That would be amazing. I think this was the best aspect in terms of Firewatch. Your bond with Delilah was very ambiguous and was definitely more than a friendship. So yeah, I was looking forward to that game. I thought that we would sort of repeat that in this game. It looks really interesting. Like in Firewatch, Henry used to carry a camera around, so he would like take lots of photos, and apparently in the Valley of the Gods, in the Valley of Gods, you're carrying like a video camera around, so you can make movies, like old type of movies, which was so intriguing. I was really looking forward to that. But sadly, let's get to the point. I'm not really certain if that game will ever happen. First of all, on Steam, it used to say that the release date is 2019, and it no longer says so. They've actually deleted the trailer from their official account. And someone noticed that 3 main designers removed that project from their bio on Twitter. Like, have a look at the tweet. Jane Nga, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Making in the Valley of Gods, now making environment art. Claire Hamill, art director for In the Valley of Gods at Valve, now making video games at Valve. Jake Rodkin, making In the Valley of Gods at Valve. Jake Rodkin, designer at Valve. Basically that happened. Campo Santo Studio, which consisted of some of the ex-Telltale Games developers, they actually left Telltale before Telltale went bankrupt, so it wasn't really connected to it. They started this new studio, and recently Valve bought Campo Santo. It just seems like they possibly cancelled that project. Now this is obviously the worst possible version. The optimistic version is that they deleted the fact that they're working on In the Valley of Gods because possibly they finished working on it and it will be a surprise release. Sadly, I don't think that's the case. Like, that's way too optimistic, and that would be fantastic, but I'm not really certain. It just seemed like they made a lot. Like, it just seemed like the game was almost ready, and that was like 2 years ago. So I really don't know why they would sort of cancel that project, because the game seemed so interesting and so intriguing, and there's not enough story-driven games out there actually. Like, I discussed some story-driven games already in this video that you can check out, among which I listed Firewatch. It just seemed like it would be a nice follow-up to Firewatch, right next to Tell Me Why and obviously The Last of Us Part 2. I was really looking forward to that game, but sadly I'm not really certain if we're actually going to ever get it. I tweeted to both Campo Santo and Valve, but no one got back to me, and generally speaking they're quite secretive about it, so I'm not certain. Like, as long as the game is still up on Steam, there's hope, but for whatever reason they deleted the trailer from their channel, so that's just not good. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know if you know anything about Valve. I don't know much, but I heard that they like to abandon projects, so yeah, that's really not that great. Thank you so much for watching that video. Remember to drop a like, it helps a lot. I appreciate it so much. Do subscribe, check out my other videos. Recently I recorded one about Life is Strange news. Stay safe. This was Ola from Stop Me All channel. Bye.